Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 2 of all sorts of high school esports. We're looking at PlayVS this week. So this is another program that runs through the high schools, and pretty much it makes it really confusing that when you want to do this high school esports thing, you have a bunch of programs and you have to choose which one. So hopefully, last video I looked at High School Esports League. Now this week we got this one, and I think I have 2 more weeks of looking at different programs, and hopefully you can make an educated decision after. All right, so play versus game lineup. We got League of Legends, which is taken by a lot of them, Rocket League, which is taken by a lot of them, but Smite. So Smite is the only one that PlayVS does that High School Esports League does not. So that's pretty interesting take. It's not that popular of game, but I don't know. They must have it on there for a reason. So the program benefits that they state on their website is pretty general, what we're usually looking at pretty much for all the programs. We have character development, STEM engagement, collegiate programs, which their website currently states that there's over 200 universities that offer scholarships. Then it also says that it increases participation because it's co-ed, inclusive, and engages the students. So play versus market doesn't look too great right now. So what do we have, like 6 or like 8 on the left here? Those are all the actual teams for those states. So all those states advertise that they can have teams, and then on the right they have clubs. So I couldn't find any information. I messaged the community director about it, but they didn't respond to me on anything yet. However, I would assume that the team is bigger, more important. They have more participation and funded from their high school, things like that. But not nearly as big as the High School Esports League. So hopefully they'll be looking forward to pushing more this next year or so. I saw in December of 2018, so just like 3-4 months ago, they said they hope to have 20 schools participating by the end of 2019. So play versus current standing and what they're doing right now, how they're different. So I'm pretty much, when I'm working through the next few videos, I'm going to just be looking at how they're different than the other programs. So they have an exclusive partnership with NFHS, which is the National Federation of High School Associations, and they say they're pretty much just building an infrastructure for what's going to be. They've had a few tournaments over the past like 6 months or so. They had a fall 2018 like season 0 tournament, but other than that, I think they're really just building to what they hope to be one day, is this big high school league. They say that this is the first time students will compete on behalf of their high school. So they're saying that in the High School Esports League, they're kind of just making their own club, and they're saying they're from the high school. But since they're in the NFHS, they can partner with their school and actually like win a state championship for their school. So I think that's pretty interesting take. I don't know exactly what the difference is, but they have really pushed that since they have the partnership, they're going to be able to win like the state championship in their state and then move on to even like nationals, things like that. And then I couldn't find a Discord or any really community gathering location for people who are participating in PlayVS, but I did see their community manager on some news articles as well as on some Reddit posts. So that was nice to see, just at least a little community engagement. For the company-wide situation, on the right here, these are all their big investors. It says they got 46 million from all these investors. The bottom people are just individual people that we've been looking at, that they already have. And pretty much they're headquartered in Santa Monica, California. They're founded in only 2017 and partnered with NFHS in 2018, and they've raised, right there, 46 million openly. And I think it's pretty interesting that NFHS partnered with them. I don't know if it was a money thing that they paid more, but the High School Esports League has supposedly been around since 2012 and doing tournaments and things like that. So it's pretty interesting that the NFHS would have the confidence in PlayVS that it was a good choice for them to go with. So hopefully they'll be building more and more. The pricing, so right now it's a season pass. So I couldn't find if a season pass is just like a season, so like the fall season, or if it's the entire year. So that's something you'd have to look at a little more. But it's $64 per season for each student, and this comes with a tournament engine, game partnerships, resources. So that's playbooks and guides, and then stats and highlights. So the big thing here is the game partnerships. So they essentially have talked to the games and have this partnership of some sort where they'll be able to work better, like with your IT department and things like that, so they can get them up and running easier. And then my esports in the news this week is about Michigan. So this was headlined, I saw this from MichiganLive.com, which is a news just website and channel in Michigan, and it says esports in Michigan is too big to ignore. So they are saying this because Western Michigan University unveiled a new esports arena, which is pretty sweet. I couldn't find any pictures or anything, but if they said it, hopefully it comes true. 15 Michigan colleges have been participating in esports as of lately, and the article and somebody from the college or something like that says that it states that students generally have higher GPAs, higher test scores, and higher grad rates when they participate in esports as a college student. This article also said that 16 million college students are in esports programs currently. I think that might be a little inflated. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think there's 16 million people. That just seems like too many, but who knows? And pertaining back to high school esports is that they've been using traditional sport recruiting outlets because, so there's certain companies and things like that college sport workers use to recruit their athletes. They've been using those same things for esports because it's pretty difficult for these colleges to look for these just random gamer tags or usernames, things like that, because it's information that you can't dig their actual real names, so you can't get in real contact with them or see who they are, where they're from, things like that, just from their gamer tag, or see their age, things like that, see if they're getting close to college. So overall, the college esports scene is still growing, as we obviously knew, and yeah, it's pretty much just looking like a bright future. So all in all, I think that's the last slide. So all in all, PlayVS is still really, really new. Looking at 3 games only, they have the same program benefits as pretty much High School Esports League and all the other ones. Their market is generally small. Their business side is looking really good. They have a lot of big partners that they've gotten money from, as well as just leadership and management skills, things like that. There's a lot of big names. And also they've also had some sports teams backing them as well, which is always a positive. If you can get sports teams, you can probably get more and more people, and it just visually looks better for your business. And the pricing, it really depends on what it gives you. You're going to have to look at your individual school, how big your school is, things like that. Because $64 for one person is not too bad a deal. But if you have 40 people in your group, then High School Esports League has that group pricing. So that just seems a little better deal if you have a lot of people. And coming up in my next videos, I'm looking at rules and regulations generally in high school esports, what companies to partner with in your community, and how to find a sponsor, how to make your esports team different than a traditional high school sport, and why colleges are working themselves in. All right, and this is the end of the video. If you guys have any questions or anything, just let me know. You can either message me on YouTube or on the Facebook page that I have. And other than that, I'll see you guys for episode 3.